Good morning, YouTube family. This is Coach Erica Janelle coming before you this morning, talking to you guys about some foundational things that I've been thinking about, things that I've been working on in my journey to self-love, to healing, to wanting to be eventually open to new friendships, new relationships, and eventually a new relationship, new partnership with a person that I want to spend my life with. And something that I always do is examine myself. I'm not one of those people that has a problem with judging myself. If anything, I'm actually pretty hard on myself, harder on myself than anyone else would be. So I tend to analyze everything. And it's been coming up in one of my coaching sessions with one of my clients. And it's about the importance of trust and vulnerability. That is a struggle for me at this stage in my life. It wasn't always a struggle for me. It's become a struggle for me over the years as a result of the trauma and the experiences that I've experienced in life, as with most people. I used to be the kind of person that wore my heart on my sleeve. And when I say that, I mean, as a Scorpio, we're known to be, we're a water sign, so we're very emotional, we're very intense. But for me, over the years, having my heart broken, not just in my relationships with partners and people that I, was in a relationship with, as far as boyfriend, girlfriend, I hate that term, but also just in family relationships and friendships, people tend to, or would always take my kindness for weakness, and always take my willingness to be vulnerable with them and help them and do whatever I could to help people, because that's just who I am as a person. I'm a person that loves to help and empower other people. And people often would take advantage of that quality that I had. And as a result of being burned so many times, especially in my past marriages and even in relationships with guys that I was with before, I felt that I always gave more than what I received. I was definitely willing to not only open up and be vulnerable emotionally and mentally, but I've also been very supportive. I've always supported people's plans, supported people's dreams, supported people's visions genuinely, because that's just the kind of person that I am. And I don't apologize for who I am. But over the years and over the course of time, just with life and dealing with life circumstances and life issues, I noticed that I became a whole lot more hard in a defense to protect my heart and my emotions, which is natural. I mean, most people, when you've been hurt in a certain way, you tend to build up a wall in that particular way so that you protect your heart from being hurt that same way again. But you have to be mindful and pay attention to those guards, because there may be people in your life that you really, really, really want to be vulnerable with. And if you've come to the place in your life where all you do is put up walls and all you do is put up guards, that when you want to be vulnerable, you won't even know how to be. It'll become so foreign to you to be genuinely open, genuinely trusting, genuinely vulnerable with people that don't deserve for you not to be vulnerable with them, if that makes sense. So for me, and this extends definitely, I think my first experiences with putting up walls was in friendships. There were people that I was like, I thought these people would be my friends for life. We went through lots of different challenges and circumstances together. And when at some point things started to shift, and I just was betrayed so deeply, and it cut me so deeply that I was just like, I don't want to feel that pain anymore. I don't want to ever feel that level of hurt and feel that level of betrayal again. So I'm not just going to let people in. And it's so hard, especially when, and I can only speak from my perspective and from my experience. So for me, as a single mom that was basically in a situation with two husbands that it just were abusive emotionally, mentally, physically, and it just didn't work out. I was put into a situation where I had to be everything. So I had to be the provider. I had to make sure that we had everything, because in both situations I left with nothing. And I put myself through school. I put myself through college. I worked full time, went to school full time, and just worked really hard to be everything, and without any support, even financially, no support, no emotional, mental support. So I became a really tough woman, and I had to do that to survive, because it's my nature. I wasn't able to be the person that I was in my nature, because I had to get into survival mode. And in survival mode, I had to be tough. In survival mode, I couldn't wear my heart on my sleeve or let people in to my heart. I had to work in corporate America, and in an area where, and in a field where it's very male dominated, which is construction. So I had to be hardcore at work and hardcore, when it came to grinding to make sure the bills were paid and the kids were fed and everybody had what they needed. And then I'm expected to be this sweet, gentle, loving, caring woman when it comes to relationships. And it's often hard to balance those things, even though that sweet, gentle nature, caring, nurturing nature is normal for me internally. The me that wasn't wounded, the me that wasn't broken, the me that wasn't damaged, it was so far removed from me, because I couldn't even step into that role. So I noticed that when I would get into relationships, I was so used to having to take care of everything. So I didn't even know how to be vulnerable enough to let a man take care of me. Not that I wanted him to or needed him to, because I know what it's like to take care of me. I'm never going to put myself in a position where I need to depend on somebody to take care of me. But it was always a thing where I had to survive. I had to take care of myself, everybody else. My family depended on me, my individual family, but also my extended family. I needed to be there to help them. So it's very difficult to switch those roles on and off. And I feel like a lot of independent women, such as myself, we get a bad rep for being so hard and not letting a man, or not wanting a man to see us vulnerable. But you got to understand, when we're out here making the money, we're out here paying the bills, we're out here providing for our families, we're out here grinding, struggling to take care of everything that we're responsible for, in addition to being the nurturing parent, being the caregiver, the provider for our children. It's very hard to switch roles sometimes. But we as women have to just be more conscious and more mindful of tapping into our feminine energy and tapping into what it is that we really want. I don't want to have to do everything by myself, but I'm so accustomed. I've had to do it for, God, probably 30 years, 35 years of my life. I've had to do everything by myself, even when I was married. So it's just something to think about, ladies, as we're looking to eventually evolve and, have that special person in our lives that we can love, whether it be, someone that you marry, someone that you just create a long-term partnership with, whatever your desire is. Ultimately, we just have to be mindful that, just keep in mind to not allow your walls to make you so unapproachable, and to take away from who you genuinely are outside of your wounding. And this takes years. This takes therapy. This takes self-awareness. This takes conscious effort. And I'm not saying that you have to ever dumb yourself down to be with a man. I'm not ever saying that you have to stop being a strong woman, stop being an independent woman, stop being a woman that goes and gets what it is that she needs, because that's just also at my core, I'm a go-getter. Also at my core, I'm a businesswoman. Also at my core, I am a person that's always going to strive to go to the next level. But there's also a balance, and in that balance, you have to never forget that you are still a woman. And you still want to be loved, and you still want someone to take some of that pressure off of you. Or even if it's just, hey baby, I know you've been working really hard today, let me go ahead and pick up some food so you don't have to worry about dinner. Or just the little things. It could be something to that extent. Just being open to receive those things from a man may help your situation get a little better. And I say that because I definitely struggle with it. 100% I struggle with it. But I've learned over the course of time and over the years that even in those struggles, I cannot allow myself to be closed off to everything that God wants to give me. So if God wants to give me a man that's gonna love me and cherish me and nourish me and want to take care of me, I have to kind of stop getting so uncomfortable with that idea of somebody doing for me. For me, it's not in my comfort zone, and it's not something that I'm used to. And so it's pretty challenging for me to open myself up to that. And that's just me being honest, because I've been burned too many times. So it's hard for me to let that guard down. But I want to. So it's a conscious effort. It's going to take me time to get there. But when I find somebody that's worthy of me giving them that, then I need to be willing to make that adjustment. And you don't just give that to anybody. Trust has to still be earned. It still has to be deserved. People don't just get to have your heart because they just want it. They need to earn it. And I truly, truly feel that there is someone out here for us beautiful, independent women that want to be loved, that want to show love, that have a lot of love to give. So just keep on your path, keep on your journey. Try to work on opening your heart to someone that is worthy of it. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.